Hi, Richard at mycrmblog.com here. Today we're taking a quick look at KarmaCRM. Here's their website. Recommend anybody quickly go up and take a look at their website. It's nicely organized. It's easy to navigate. If you go to the tour area, there's a quick little video, some overviews of their functionality, and then under the Why Karma area, if you've scroll down to the bottom, it breaks down all the modules for you and the value propositions of each module, which is pretty nice and handy. Really easy to kind of get your head around the overall application functionality and what's going on. The Buzz area gives you just a quick overview of some of their references. It's kind of got a social media vibe. I kind of like that. It's pretty interesting. There's also pricing right on their website. Looks like it's somewhere between $20 and $140 a month, depending on the number of users and the amount of data that you have. I like it when websites put their pricing on the website so that you can take a quick look and decide almost immediately whether or not this is within your budget. So all the basic stuff is there and available to you to make a decent decision as to whether or not you want to take it further. Unfortunately, there is not a demo on the site. For most on-demand cloud-based CRMs, I really like to see a button that you can just kind of launch an app and just play around without having to give them the 411 of your information to get an instance. But no big deal. If you click on the Try It Now button, you can see it's just a really quick form. First, last, email, company information, username, pass, and then they'll send you an email. The email looks, let's see, just like this, and they'll tell you what your URL is, and then basically you just go to that URL, put in your creds, and log right into the system. I have been into the system, so I put a little bit of data so that we'd have a nice conversation here and you could look at some information. There's not a ton in here, but it should be enough for us to run through a quick demo. So what I want to do here with respect to the application is just walk through the overall metaphor, give you some orientation, and then I'll close this particular video down and do another one. They'll both be linked on my blog. I tried to do a longer video yesterday, but YouTube didn't like how long it was, so we'll break it up into some shorter pieces. All right, so starting over here on the top left-hand area, you can see me moving my mouse here. You have a global search bar. It's a very, I'll call it a Google-esque type of a search. So let's say, for example, you have a contact in your system. We'll look down here into the middle area. You can see Becky Bonzer is a contact in the system. So let's just start typing Becky's name. And you can see that Google or not Google, but their search function, their global search function, does a type ahead or an autofill so that you can select the record. So if I click on that, it'll automatically take me to that record within the system. I really like that a lot, and I find this feature is pervasive throughout the application in many places, just really making it easy to find records quickly. This is a nice feature that's not really in all CRMs, so something you should take a look at and see if it's something you really like. Moving to the right over here, you can see I'm going to call this a quick actions bar. I'm not sure what KarmaCRM calls it, but basically it's things you do a lot. For example, I want to create a contact, create a company, create a task. If I do that, it'll take me right into the data entry screen, right? So if I click on create a contact, it's going to take me right into a data entry screen so I can immediately start entering in that contact. That's really nice to just save time. There's also a little see more, and you see the little chevron down. The chevron points down, but it actually does it above it. Kind of an interesting little user interface thing. But it gives you some additional things that are kind of quick action type orientation, right? So what's my next task? What's my next calendar event? What are the last contacts that are records in the system that I recently viewed? And what's my recent activities? So if I want to link to any of that and go straight to one of those things, I can. So let's go ahead and hide that. So right there at the very top of the screen, you've got some very handy little quick action items that you can click on and move right into putting data in the system or following up on a task or something of that nature. Keep moving right over here to the account settings. This is where you set up all things account related. So if I want to look at my information, set up how things look, change my password, add a picture, connect to Skype out. So if you're using Skype for outbound calls, it has automatic Skype integration. You can set up your default currency for your deals. You can see how you want time to be represented in the system, a 12-hour metaphor, 24-hour metaphor. Set your time zone, set how dates are going to be presented. There's also SMS integration for task management. So for example, if you create a task that says, call Jim at 6 o'clock, you can actually set that task to send you an SMS message. Say, hey, dude, time to call Jim. That's kind of handy and nice. Again, just going through and you can kind of set up how you want things to look and work. Over here on the right, you'll see this Dropbox email alias, if you will. What this allows you to do is take this email alias and if you send an email to a contact, you can BCC this alias and the system will automatically attach or archive that email to the record, the appropriate record in the system. You can also create tasks that way as well, and I'll show you how that works in the application when I get into part 2 of this particular demo. So the other things that you can do in accounts, so normal stuff, right? So you can set up what the look and feel is. The system does provide you with some basic templates or themes, if you will, so you can change the colors and things of that nature. You can see here I uploaded my my logo to the system, things of that nature. So pretty straightforward stuff as far as just kind of look and feel and setting up global settings. And then down here on the right hand side you see all the customization options. So for example, if I want to create a custom field, if I want to create an email template, if I want to create different tasks or change my sales stages. What's also interesting is the ability to do that if you're an administrator of the system right from wherever you are in the area of the application, and I'll show that. We'll actually make a modification to a sales stage pull down list value in a little bit, but the application is pretty easy to navigate, pretty easy to administer. It gives you a decent set of options with respect to custom fields and that sort of thing. So pretty nice overall organization of the application with some decent tools with respect to getting it set up so that it works for your business. All right, so what I want to go into next is sort of what is the application metaphor, so that as you look at the application and maybe take a test drive of it for yourself, you kind of understand how things are structured or organized. So the first thing you'll notice is a set of tabs across the top of the screen here. The tabs are representative of modules. So for example, if I want to work with contacts, I click on the Contacts tab. Right? And what is presented to me when I click on a specific module or tab is a listing page. The listing page is a list of all the contacts that are available to me based on my user credentials and security profiles. And you can also see over here on the right, you're able to filter or manipulate this list to your own purposes. So for example, let's say I only want to see contacts that are leads. And then it automatically filters that list down to just the contacts that are designated as lead type contacts. I can save this filter so the next time that I come to this listing page, this is the view that I get. The other thing that's kind of nice is that it actually tells you what the filtration is right here on the top of the screen. I find that to be pretty nice as well. So I'm going to set this back to all. So when you click on a module, you're represented with the listing page. If you click on any one of these links, it takes you to the detail or the view of that particular contact. So if I click on Bob here, it's going to take me to what's called a detail page that gives me all things that are related to Bob. Right? Bob is the IT director at Acme Corp. Here's his email address. Here's his phone number. And then as you scroll down, you can see there's an ability for you to add new notes. So new note for Bob. And when I save that note, it moves down here into the history. So you can see I've got notes, I've got emails, I've got tasks as a history object. If you move your eyes over here to the right hand side, you'll have some additional, I'll call them subpanels, that will represent relationships, right? So I've got tasks here, so I've got an upcoming task for today to call as a follow-up to call Bob. I can look at the relationships. I can look at any opportunities or deals that are related to him, any calendar events that are related to him. I can add important dates such as birthdays, and if he's an existing customer, he actually might even have service requests for service tickets, so I could actually see all the service tickets as well. The idea here is there's a multi-relational situation going on here with respect to Bob as being a contact and being related to many other objects within the system. Companies are the object that manage organizations. So we have a list of organizations, and it's the same exact drill, right? We've got some filtration options over here on the right, and if we click on Microsoft, for example, we can see all things that are related to Microsoft, right? So we've got tasks, we've got deals, we've got cases, we've also got multiple contacts. So the notion of multiple contacts is associated to a single account record is this many to one, right? So obviously Microsoft has many employees, and you want to be able to attach all those employees or the ones that you're working with to the company entity Microsoft, right? So again, modules across the top. When you click on a module, it presents a listing page. The listing page has filtration options. If you click on any of the records within that listing page, it's going to take you to a detailed description of that particular record, and then any relationships that are expressed. So that's kind of the metaphor of how the application flows. Let's go back to the dashboard. If anybody's ever used a portal, Google, Yahoo, Bing, any of the portal products that actually organize information for users based on their preferences, that's the idea of the dashboard. So when a user logs in the morning, they see little snippets or summaries of what's going on in all those tabs. Right, what's going on within the transactional system inside of KarmaCRM. So the idea here is you can see here I've got tasks, I've got contacts, I've got deals, I've got companies, and you can organize this dashboard however you like. So say for example I'm more of a contact-centric person and I want that to be on my top left. I want my tasks to be in the middle. I want my companies to be down here. Let's say I want to see more than just 3 companies. You have these little pencil here. I could actually go in and change the settings to say, hey, I want to see 10 of those instead of 3, and then it will show me all the up to 10 in this particular dashboard. So it's very customizable for the user to set it up so that when they log in the morning and they're presented with their dashboard, they can work exactly how they want to work. The last thing I'll show in this quick little overview is the reports tab. The KarmaCRM comes with a number of canned reports with some visualizations. It looks like we've got some bar graphs, we've got some rows and columns reports. So again, you could just click on that and it'll take you directly to the, what's going to be closing in 30, 60, 90, and greater than 90 days. What's the total? Really just a pipeline report, if you will. If that's not sufficient for you, there is a basic report writer tool. Gives you some dimensions, some types, and how you want to display it. You can name it, save it, and then come back to it later. Really nice, super easy to use, pretty straightforward stuff with respect to kind of building your own reports. You can also set up the security settings and that sort of thing. So the application itself, pretty simple, nicely laid out. Google style search, quick action bars for things you normally do, a nice little dashboard that does a summarization, modules laid out by tabs that provides you listing pages with filtration options, as well as when you go to the detail pages, it expresses all the relationships. So pretty easy to get around the application. Pretty easy to work with the data, and I think the user interface is pretty nice. So I'll close this one out, and the next video that I'll do will be a description or actually a walkthrough. We'll create a contact, we'll create a company, we'll create an opportunity, we'll go in and we'll make some changes to one of the pull-down menus for sales stages, so you can see what the administration environment looks like, and we'll take it from there. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Richard Baldwin, mycrmblog.com.